Hey everybody, welcome back. Chili Sports Cards here. Today, what I'm going to be doing is, what you're looking at is a Beckett order guide to send cards in to get graded. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to fill the form out for these 4 cards that I'm going to send in. This is probably the big one that I'm going to be sending in. Also 3 autographs. This is why I'm choosing Beckett, because SGC does not authenticate autographs. So some Nolan Arenado, Topps Finest rookie cards. That's why I'm choosing Beckett, and it's not gonna be a big order, just the 4 cards. I'm probably not gonna try to do it's where I get them back real fast or anything crazy. I'll wait the 30 days. I do want the subgrades, and I'll fill it out later. But what I need to do right now is I'm going to show you guys what I do before I send cards in to get graded. I got my gloves on. This was pack pulled and I was wearing gloves, so I'm just going to send it in as is. I'm not going to look at it or clean it or do anything with that. But on these cards right here, I got them in the mail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the plastics and take them out, and then I got my my cloth here. It's a microfiber, and I'm just gonna make sure that there's no fingerprints on the surfaces. So basically, when you do that, you're gonna want a nice clean area, nice clean surface, no nonsense in the way of anything. Basically, you want to find something just super soft, and flat, like some of this bubble wrap. Something to put the card on that's both soft and gentle. A lot of times you could just use the case that it's in too, or whatever. Needless to say, though, I'm going to be very gentle with the card because I don't want to damage it at all. So this is the first one. I do know that there were some fingerprints on the surface when I looked at it before. So I'm going to just take it out of the plastic. Okay, so it's out. I'm going to set it down very, very gently. And I'm going to change my camera angle a little bit. Zoom in so you guys can take a good look at it. So basically I'm just looking for any kind of fingerprints. I want to make sure that I don't try to clean the auto, obviously. But I'm going to take it off camera for just a second, just so I can take a good look at it with my naked eye. See, like right here, there's a lot of fingerprints on it, like right in here, all up on the top and on the sides. So it's gonna need a good wipe down the whole card, basically. So I'm right-handed, so I recommend you guys using your left hand, if you're right-handed, to kind of just hold the card down gently. You don't have to use a lot of force when you do this, just kind of gently hold it. You know, put a little bit of pressure on it, not a lot. And you basically just want to wipe down the card. Use a little bit of pressure, not a lot. You don't want to go over the edges too much. You don't want to create additional scratches or anything like that, or damage on the card. So if you wipe towards the end, you should be okay. So yeah, I taking a look at it now. Those fingerprints are gone, that were right there on the end by his body. So on cards like this, it's super important that you do this, because your surface grade will go from an 8, which could be a 9 or a 10 real quick if it's got a bunch of weird stuff on the surface. So basically just make sure that you do this on chrome cards, If you have paper cards, you probably don't need to do this. But if you could see anything with your naked eye, just gently try to take it off. I don't recommend using any kind of cleaner or anything like that. You could use a little bit of wax on some of the chrome cards, which I've seen people do, but that's mainly to get rid of like printing lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off camera again, so that way I can get a better look at it with my own eye in the light. It appears to me a whole lot better off. The surface, like right up here, sorry, right here, it needs a little bit more work. But yeah, overall it's much better than it was already. I removed a lot of stuff of it already, so go ahead and try cleaning it again one more time. Just trying to get a nice little wipe on there. Take a good look at it now. Now, the light on the camera is different than what I got in person, so I can see it a lot better than probably what you guys can. And I really don't see much else that I could do to improve the surface of the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in the penny sleeve ever so gently. You do want to make sure that you are wearing gloves, because if you're going to be handling the card, you're going to just put more fingerprints back on it when you're trying to do this. So make sure that you've got your gloves on. And that one's clean and ready to go. It's way better. The surface is much cleaner, so that was good. That was a good one. Okay, on to the next one. I've never actually dealt with a holder like this before, so I'll be very careful with this. Trying to just pull it out. Seems like it's kind of a little funny. I don't really care for that type of holder too much. Okay, so this is the gold. This is the gold refractor version, Topps Finest. I don't know if this one really needs much as far as surface work, but I'm just going to give it a quick wipe down anyway, because I can see that there's a little speck of dirt right there on the jersey. Just give it a quick little wipe down. Nothing too game changing on here. Just a little, anything for like surface dust or anything like that. So this one looked pretty good already, honestly. I don't see much issues with my naked eye. Maybe a little bit of a thing right here, a little smudge or something. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that to go away. How's everybody doing today? You guys having a nice day? Everything here in California is pretty much shut down, so yeah, not much to do here right now. So I might need to get a different kind of case to ship this in. I don't know if Beckett will take it in that type of holder. Just checking the edges out right now while I'm talking. So I guess I'll set it back in this holder for now. Don't really care for this holder too much. I think that there won't be any issues with them taking in this holder. We'll see. Yeah, that's fine. Don't move around too much. So on to the next one. Let's see how much it wiggles. I don't think it's gonna get damaged in there, in the metal or anything. So this is a one-touch holder. Kind of shaking a little bit. I don't know why. So the Griffey card is pretty much flawless. It was never touched by human hand, so I might just leave this one in the holder while I clean it. Take a quick look off camera real quick with my own naked eye, just to take a better look at it. It's got a little bit of like a little smudge right here for sure, and right down here looks like it has like some sticker glue or something on there. So I'm gonna take the card out, this holder, so that way I can get a better grasp on it with my hand and apply pressure. There's a little bit of glue down here by where the sticker is. They might have put the sticker on wrong. Try to wipe that down, wipe that off real quick. And it's still on there. Okay, so that it came off pretty good. There's a little bit left, but not much. There it goes. So it's cleaning pretty good, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and try to polish the whole thing off real quick. Might sound kind of weird or gross, but one of the better things that you could probably do for the card, if you want to add a little bit of moisture, is you could just dab your tongue on it, a little bit of saliva, just like a tiny bit, just to give it some moisture. Sometimes it requires just a tad bit of moisture for something to come off, if you run into that problem. But definitely just don't spit on the card, but a little bit of moisture won't hurt it. So areas like that right there in between, just be real careful and slow. Be sure you're not messing up the edges of the card in here. Just be real careful and slow when you clean cards. And take it off camera again so I can look at it with my naked eye. Definitely a major improvement. It looks way cleaner than what it did. There's a little bit right here on the top. I'm gonna try to remove one more time. Let's see how it came out. Okay, well, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna do with it, so go ahead and put it right back in the one touch. Really carefully, gently. It's in. Just put these little tabs back in there. And the magnetic thing on the top does the rest. So much better than how they used to have the old screw downs. So it's gonna be those 3 cards autographs. and of course the King Griffey Jr. Judging by the centering alone, the centering compared to this 8.5, it says that the centering is a 9 on the Beckett, and I can just tell right away that the centering on this one is better, because this right is real thin and this one's really good. See how the top looks kind of fat. This match really well, but it doesn't match to this side, and this one matches all sides. So yeah, it should grade pretty well. The only issue on this one, I think, is this is different thickness than this one. No, they're pretty close to the same. So hopefully this one gets a 10 centering. And of course the edges and the corners, you know, I couldn't make them any better. I pulled it out of a pack myself. So I'm done with the cleaning. So basically now it's just about filling out the forms. You can fill these out online, but I just printed it out. I figured that'd be easier for me to do, just hand fill them out. I know that there's people out there that have never sent in cards to Beckett whatsoever, so and I really like SGC, and I would send these cards to SGC, but I want the autographs authenticated, so that's why I'm choosing Beckett here. You know, I'm going to leave the address blank. In the invoice, what I'll do is I'll call them, and I'll actually get an invoice number and probably pay over the phone, so that way they can just pull up the invoice number, and then they can just go ahead and do it. So for right now, for this video, I'm not going to do anything on top. My name, account number, I don't really want to put that on the video either. So that's one of the reasons why I'm hand doing this right now. It says note, use second sheet for additional cards. I'm only going to do 4. So basically a lot of this is I'm not going to be able to fill out right now for you guys online, but I'll do this part right here. Total cards 4. Okay, grading fee per card. So basically on that, you have to go off of this chart right here. I'm just going to go ahead and do the, oh, actually it's right here. Okay, so, well, basically I'm going to be going 30 days with the subgrades, and, there's different, you know, this is going to be mine right here, because I'm only sending in 4 cards. I'm not sending in that many. So it's going to be $25 a card. So it's going to cost me $100 plus the autographs. So grading fee per card. Add $2 each for each certified autograph. So there's going to be 3 of those. So I'm going to put $25 here. I'll multiply line 2 by line 1 for subtotal. Okay, $100 subtotals. Add $2 for each certified autograph, and there's going to be 3 of them, so that's an extra $6. Oversized item surcharge, that's not applicable. Return insurance, see table. Okay, so I'm guessing it's on this side right here. FedEx shipments require signature. 2-day air service, typically blah blah blah. It's gonna be ground service, I assume. Number of cards current. BGS 1 through 10. 22. Oh, right here, insurance fees, declared value. It's gonna be right here under $1,000, so it's gonna be $11. Insurance, $125 for every $100 worth of insurance. Okay, so it's going to be basically $11 for the insurance. Return insurance, $11. Return postage, see table. Okay. It looks like it's going to be $22. That's how much it's going to cost them to ship it back to me. Texas residents add 8.2. That's not us. Total add line 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so you're going to basically add 106, and that's 117. And then you got 117 plus 22. So I'll just do it on the back of this. 117 plus 22, 931. So it's going to be $139 to do 4 cards. Yeah, $139. So there you go. That's how much it's going to cost me. And this information right here, I mean, it's not really that difficult to figure out. We'll start with the Griffey. Sport. You could put something like baseball, quantity 1. Now, if I had 3 or 4 of these, I'd just put 4 or 5 or however many I had. The year 1989. Set name, tops, upper deck, etc. It's an upper deck. Card number. It says number 1. Card number 1. Go ahead and make the whole number. Card player name. Ken Griffey Jr. And declared value. I'm gonna just put $50 because that's what Beckett says that it is. Ungraded. $50. Okay, so there's one card. And the other ones are the same card, they're just different refractors. So what I'm gonna do is, since they're not exactly the same card, I'm just gonna do all 3. I'm gonna make it a total of 4. Baseball, quantity 1, 1, 1. The year is 2013. Okay, they're both Topps Finest. And Topps Finest. Card number. They should have the same number. It says AJRNA. AJRNA. And just to make sure, it should say the same thing. Yeah. AJRNA. AJRNA. Card player name. Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado. Okay. So on these ones I could put like the different refractors. So I'll just put X refractor. I'll put gold refractor. Then I'll put I won't put anything for one of them. because it's just the base set of special refractor. It's not serial numbered. So, over here, if I wanted to, I could put the number, but I'll just leave it blank. For the declare value on these, I think Beckett lists them at $100. So I'll put them, even the different colors, there's like a small multiplier on them. So I'll put the X Refractor at 100. The gold refractor I'll put at 150. And then the regular one I'm going to put at 100 also. So total quantity, there's 4. Note, use second sheet for additional cards. I don't need to do that. And so with this area down here, this is, you want to check this, whatever you're going to be using. So this says non-guaranteed, no subgrades. I want subgrades. So it says non-subgrades here, and then with subgrades is the higher value. So I'm going to check right here for the $25 a card. Now if you did a big order, it's cheaper. So the more you send it, the cheaper it is per card. This right here, it says no substitute cards that receive less than a 10 overall. Yeah, I'm not I'm not interested in doing anything like that. Promo code, if you have a promo code, and then the sign and the date. Today's the 18th of March. I'll put that on there. And pretty much the rest of it is going to be something that I do later. I might send these cards out tomorrow to get graded to send off. And they're gonna have them for a while. They're gonna have them for 30 days. So I won't be making a video until they get back. And I think that's 30 business days. So you're talking about like, I don't even know, almost 2 months. They're gonna probably have these cards. So I'll miss them while they're gone. This video is already almost 30 minutes long. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. I'm really curious to see what this is gonna grade at. I'm really looking forward to getting it back. I did notice a small little thing like right there. It's not that little piece of whatever that is in there, but on the card itself is it's almost like a wrinkle. It looks like a crease, but it's not a crease because it doesn't go all the way through the card. There's a little something in that plastic. I don't know what's going on there. I think it's in the top loader. So yeah, it's gone. But yeah, I did notice that. I don't know if it's gonna pick it up or not, but right there, right where my finger's at, there's like a little, it's like it's almost like a crease, but it's a wrinkle because it doesn't go through. So that might hurt my surface grade on it a little bit. But I expect the other subgrades to carry it. So basically all I'm going to do when I send this in is I'm going to get a box. That's not too big for 4 cards. I'm going to tape these up with the blue tape. And these ones are just going to be the way they are. I'll probably put cardboard around them, rubber band, make sure everything's real tight and secure, and send it to Dallas, Texas. That's where it goes. So I got to call them, set up payment for the $139, and get an invoice number, and I'll write that in for them, etc., etc. And that's pretty much it. So you just take it to your local, mailbox, your post office, and you mail it off. And that's about it, man. So that's how you send cards into Beckett. Print out the form, follow the instructions. It's not really too hard. You can probably do this online. I know the SGC, the process you do online, so I kind of like that. And I can even set it up with PayPal, so I can just get billed through PayPal real quick. And that's one of the things I like about SGC. I'm sure that Beckett has a similar thing to that. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. When I get time in the next couple days, I'll send these off, and that'll be that. And when I get the cards back, I'll do a video on it. Let me know in the comments what you think this Griffey's gonna get. I can tell you firsthand what I think it's gonna get. I think the centering is gonna get a 9.5. I think that the edges are probably gonna get a 9.5. I think the corners will probably get. The corners are kind of hard to tell. I mean, they look really good. I think that the corners are also going to get a 9.5. I think that the edges might get a 9. And then because that little wrinkle right there, I think that the surface will probably get a 8.5. So I think I think it will come back a BGS 9, but we'll see. I definitely don't expect to get lower than an 8. It could get an 8.5. 8.5 is the most popular grade for these cards. Out of all the cards that Beckett grades, if you go to the population report, 8.5 has the highest amount. So it's definitely possible that I'll get an 8.5. But I think it'll get a 9. If I'm lucky, maybe a 9.5. If the corners and the edges are better than what I think, it could get a 9.5, but we'll see. If that happens, I'll be really surprised. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, the comment, just let me know what you think the Griffey's gonna get. Just from looking at it, I don't know. I know that the centering is definitely really, really good on it, so that's gonna be a good grade for it. And the corners and the edges should be really good. So we'll see. All right, peace, peeps. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.